Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Salty Podcast. I'm your host, Joe, coming at you with epic and cool sodium facts and general discussion about the best element daily. Now, before we begin, here's a little word from our sponsors.
Are you tired of drinking the same old boring drinks such as water and other drinks such as H2O? Introducing the new drinking sensation that is sweeping the nation, brought to you by the company Elmer's, dihydrogen monoxide. Enjoy a refreshing feeling when you consume our specially bound hydrogen and oxygen particles. Apart from drinking, our amazing product has other incredible uses as well. You can use it to live. Because our slogan at Elmer's is you literally need this to live. But that's not all. Call now and receive our one-time offer of 2-for-1 deal on our pre-filled plastic resealable receptacles for only $19.99. Don't wait, buy today. Brought to you by Elmer's. Not the glue brand.
Alright, and we are back. Thank you to Elmer's dihydrogen monoxide for sponsoring today's podcast. Without sponsors, this podcast wouldn't exist. I would probably be starving on a street corner somewhere.
Bruh.
Now, for any of our newer listeners joining us for the first time today, we're going to be doing one of my personal favorite segments of the show called Humphrey's Corner, named after the great man who discovered our element, where we talk about other basic facts about sodium. Now, honestly, I'm not quite sure where my life would be today without Humphrey Davy, first isolating sodium via electrolysis in the year of 1807 in a lab. Such a great year, honestly. Now, this should be secondhand knowledge at this point if you are a regular big brain listener such as my fans, but sodium is an alkali metal with the atomic number 11. It has an atomic mass of roughly 22.9, and its element symbol is Na, capital N, lowercase a. You know the deal. Now, sodium is the sixth most abundant element on Earth, yet cannot be found free in nature, which honestly, that's just another great aspect of it, so it can only be appreciated by true connoisseurs such as myself. Now, for the next section on today's podcast, we're actually going to be doing something just a little different today. I have my very good friend Burkle here. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Burkle.
Haha, yes, my name is Burkal. Hello there.
Yeah, and we're going to be
Thank
asking...
you for inviting me to your podcast.
No problem. We're going to be asking him a very few cool questions on sodium. Now, question one, what are your thoughts on this amazing element?
I don't know what sodium does. I've never used it before.
Oh, gonna have to cut that out. Okay, number two. How does it make you feel knowing that this element will explode if you put it in water? Now, this is really cool. This is really banging. This is a really sweet piece of information.
I don't like explosions. My homeland was destroyed by them.
I'm sorry. Number three.
It's
What?
not a joke, please. I'm sorry.
Number three. What comes to mind when you hear the name Humphrey Davy?
Humpback whales. Who's Humphrey Davy?
He's the guy who actually discovered sodium. He was the first to isolate it in a lab in 1807. It's really neat, you know. He's my personal hero. You know.
But I don't think sodium is that cool. Like I don't like.
Okay,
what...
and thank you for joining us on today's podcast. This will end the guest section of our podcast. All right, glad that guy's out of here. Anyway, now it's time for viewer mail. Today we have a letter from George, age 46, asking me the question: what do you think would happen if sodium were to suddenly disappear from our world? Now that is an interesting question. If sodium were to disappear, well, it wouldn't be too good. My life would lose all purpose and I would be in shambles, but that's besides the topic. Sodium is needed for a bunch of vital functions in the human body, such as maintaining blood pressure, controlling body fluid levels, and plays a key role in our nervous system. You know, further cementing this element as the best one out of all the other useless elements. And we also wouldn't have table salt, so you know, just everything would suck. No fries. No. I don't know what else you use salt for. All right. And since sodium is used as a heat exchanger, in some nuclear power plants, those would most likely melt down. That wouldn't be a very good thing. But of course, most importantly, this podcast wouldn't exist and I would have no purpose to my life. That's something we never have to worry about. We are safe from such a horrific thought coming into reality. Alright, that's going to be it for today's episode of the Salty Podcast. Thanks for joining us today. Join us next week when we talk about sodium again. See you guys on the flip side.